I've always seen things a little outside the line. So I'm going to say this plainly. What's happening between parents and adult children right now is not random. It's patterned, it's repeated, and it is being reinforced. Adult children are cutting off their parents in numbers that can no longer be ignored. And the explanation we keep being given, healing, boundaries, growth, doesn't match what this actually looks like from the inside. Because this doesn't move like individual choice. It moves like conditioning. The same language shows up everywhere. The same scripts. The same conclusions. Distance is called healing. Silence is called protection. Disconnection is called growth. And once those words are in place, there is no path back. Because now, any attempt to repair is labeled as harm. Any attempt to stay connected is labeled as violation. Any attempt to question it is dismissed entirely. That's not a conversation. That's a closed system. And closed systems don't hold without reinforcement. They are sustained through institutions people trust, through therapy models and mental health frameworks that, in practice, often default to separation more quickly than repair, through social media platforms where estrangement narratives are repeated, validated, and amplified until they feel absolute, through partners and spouses who stabilize one version of the story and unintentionally lock the distance in place, through peer groups and online communities that reward disconnection and rarely hold the complexity of working through a self-help industry that has learned how to package cutting ties as clarity, and through media that tells this story in one direction far more often than it tells it in both. This is how it holds. Not through one decision, through constant reinforcement. I'm not observing this from the outside. I'm living it. 6 years of distance. A son who does not respond, even on his birthday. A daughter whose life I no longer have access to. A relationship that still exists in me with nowhere to land. This is not a clean break. This is a living absence. And there's something else that isn't being talked about. This doesn't just end with distance. It ends with disappearance. Because this is a course in relationships that becomes harder to correct over time. Parents don't stay here forever. And when they're gone, the possibility of repair goes with them. What's left is not resolution. It's permanence. It's a generation of children who may one day look back and realize there is no longer a way to revisit what was never worked through. No conversation to return to. No context to ask for. No relationship to re-enter. Just a closed chapter that never actually closed. And we are not prepared for the weight of that. Because once that generation is gone, something else is lost with it. Perspective, history, the full story. We don't just lose individuals. We lose the bridge that made reconciliation possible. And the part that should concern all of us is not just that it's happening, it's how easily it's being accepted. How quickly disconnection is validated. How rarely repair is even considered. How fast people are taught to leave instead of stay and face complexity. We can keep calling this healing if we want, but at some point, we have to ask what kind of culture we are building when disconnection becomes the default response to difficulty. Because when every system around a fracture reinforces distance, fewer people even try to repair.